Hey, welcome back. Do you ever think you are not creative like others, or you are not able to think and innovate things on your own, or you may need reference every time to start with your work? If you feel like any of these, I just want to tell you, you are not lacking any other stuff. You are also like all the other creative people out there. And this video is about that. Everything in this world is a copy of a copy of a copy. And before getting into the video, if you are new here, I am Peranesh and I love to make videos about productivity and personal finance. Let's dive in now. People who heard the word copy will quote it in the word inspiration, but that's fine. Nothing in this world is truly original. Everything is a copy of a copy of a copy of someone's output. To make this video more understandable in a funny way, the title of this video, that is copy of a copy of a copy, is copied from the movie Fight Club. And the irony is, when I googled, I came to know that the Fight Club team copied this dialogue from one of Chuck Palahniuk's books. And that's what this whole video is about. Everything in this world is a copy of a copy of a copy of someone's output. With this said, let's move on to the actual video. First, I'm going to talk about are our favorite creators are afraid to copy. I'm going to use Kamal Haasan as an example for this. If you look at most of Kamal Haasan's works were remakes, or the entire concept was adapted from any foreign language movie. But no one complained about him as he is copying, and still now he is an idol for most of the directors. Let me share few of his remakes. Unnai Pol Oruvan is a remake of Wednesday. Kurudi Punnil is a remake of Drokal, a Hindi film. Satya is a remake of Arjun, and that is also an Hindi film. Tungavanam is a remake of Sleepless Night. Avai Shanmughi from Mrs. Doubtfire. Tenali from What About Bob. Vasul Raja MBBS from Moonabai MBBS. The list goes on, so I have mentioned only few. Just Google it to know more. Though these are all remakes, but he remade those films in his own style. The best example was Papanasham from Drishyam. In Drishyam, Mohanlal already set a bar that no one can touch it, but Kamal took that and remade in his own style by adding Papanasham area dialogue to the dialogues. In addition to that, during the climax scene where he wants to convey to the victim's parents that he did the killing, he has to say that but not by actual words, or else he will be committed to the crime. This scene demands a decades of acting experience, and Kamal added this to Papanasham. This scene was not actually there in Drishyam. Like this, Kamal has added his style in most of his works or remakes. Then you can ask me a question, then why did Atlee alone get trolled on his work? If people like your style of work, no one gives a f about where you copy from. No one opened their mouth when Atlee made Raja Rani, but they did for Bigil. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the link in the description for Bigil and Raja Rani. Even though at least Raja Rani looks similar to Maniratnam's Mauna Ragam, but people accepted it and people liked his style of work in Raja Rani. But when coming to Bigil, most of the scenes were exact copy of other movies, and his style is not justified in Bigil. When your style of work is not justified in your output, people will definitely gonna comment on where you got it from. That's what happened to Atlee. With Kamal and Atlee's example, we can say people are not worried about where we copy from, but they will when we fail on presenting the copied idea in our style. You can ask me then what about the real creators? There is no such thing called real creators. Even if you ask anyone who you think as a real creator, their ideas will be inspired, copied or influenced by the things they read, heard or watched before. Suddenly no one can brainstorm into their work without any reference in their mind. So what I have to do to be a real creator? To be a creator, since there are no real creators. You must have consumed content vastly in your area to make that brainstorming things to happen in your own style to get a creative outcome out of your work. And it is not an easy thing. You should keep on practicing until you excel in your style. And this is not only for the creators who are in content creation, and it is common for all the people who wants to shine in their own domain. You may have a question for me that am I copying? Yes, of course I am. I steal from all my favorite YouTubers, and they are Free Fincal, Ronak, Elizabeth Phillips, Matt Diavalla, Thomas Frank, then the list goes on. I copy from all my favorite YouTubers. When I say copy, it does not mean Control A and Control C. It is the perspective I get after watching their content, and I implement those in my style on the interests I have, if it makes sense. For example, let me take Free Fincal. I'm a big fan of Free Fincal. If you don't know what is Free Fincal, it is a personal finance blog, and they mostly talk about personal finance and mutual fund reviews. My personal financial knowledge is a little bit better than a normal person is because of Free Fincal Mr. Pattabhiraman sir. I love all his posts about investment and personal finance and mutual fund reviews. What he did means he posts the thing which he wants to say in his Free Fincal blog, and then he take that post and reform that into a video content and post it in YouTube. I copied the same approach to my blog and my YouTube videos. If you look at his site and my site, it will be entirely different, but I copied the approach to my own style in my blog and my videos. Hope I am clear. Like this, I take one thing from my favorite YouTubers and I implement those in my own style. And that's how we came to the end of this video. I hope this video will be helpful for the people who think they are not creative on their work. And if you don't get any creative idea in your work, don't be upset or stressed for that. Just check out the work of your favorite creators and copy it in your own style. That's it. I'm not telling you to copy everything you do, but when you do, don't forget to implement your style of making in it. You can at least make the process look more creative. And subscribe for more videos like this in future, and like this video if you find it useful and share to any of your friends. Have a creative week. Bye. Take care. Signing off, Peranesh.